Albert Stöckl. Albert Stöckl, Möhren, Middle Franconia, Kingdom of Bavaria, 15 March 1823, Eichstätt, 15 November 1895, was a German neo-scholastic philosopher and theologian. Biography. He received his classical education at the gymnasium at Eichstätt. His first position was that of curate at the pilgrimage church at Wending. In 1850, he was made instructor of philosophy at the Episcopal Lyceum at Eichstätt, and 2 years later was appointed professor of theoretical philosophy in the same institution. He received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy 1855 from the University of Würzburg and was transferred 1857 to the theological section of the Lyceum as professor of exegesis and Hebrew. In the autumn of 1862, he accepted a call as professor of philosophy at the Academy of Munster in Westphalia. The disagreeable divisions and discord which arose in this institution at the time of the First Vatican Council led Stöckl, in the summer of 1871, to resign his professorship and return to the Diocese of Eichstätt as parish priest at Gimpertshausen. On 7 March 1872, he was installed as a cathedral canon at Eichstätt. At the same time, he again became professor of practical philosophy, philosophy of religion, and pedagogy in the Lyceum. In addition to his labors as a scholar, Stöckl also took an active part in political life. From 1878 to 1881, he was a member of the lower house of the Reichstag. Works. During the many years of his life spent in teaching, Stöckl wrote a large number of textbooks covering the entire field of philosophy, which had a large circulation not only in Germany, but also in other countries, including the United States of America. As one of its most distinguished representatives, he had an important share in the revival of Thomistic philosophy. Both as teacher and as author, he was noted for simplicity, logical acumen, and lucidity. Among his numerous writings, the following should be mentioned particularly. Liturgie und dogmatische Bedeutung der alttestamentlichen Opfer Ratisbon 1848. Die spekulative Lehre vom Menschen und ihrer Geschichte Würzburg 2 vols. 1858-59. Die Lehre der Vornikanischen Kirchenväter von der Gottlichen Trinität Eichstätt 1861, in the program of the Lyceum. Das Opfer nach seinem Wesen und nach seiner Geschichte Mainz 1861. Geschichte der Philosophie des Mittelalters 3 vols. Mainz 1864-66. Lehrbuch der Philosophie Mainz 1868 7th ed. 3 vols. 1892 8th ed. Revised by G. Wohlmuth 1905. Lehrbuch der Geschichte der Philosophie Mainz 1870 3rd ed. 2 vols. 1888 tr. Handbook of the History of Philosophy by T. A. Finlay S.J. Dublin, 1887. Die Infallibilität des Oberhaupts der Kirche und die Zustimmungsadressen an Herrn von Dollinger Munster 1870 2nd ed. 1870. Grundriss der Ästhetik Mainz 1871 3rd ed. 1889, under the title Lehrbuch der Ästhetik. Grundriss der Religionsphilosophie Mainz 1872 2nd ed. 1878, Lehrbuch der Pädagogik Mainz 1873 2nd ed. 1880. Lehrbuch der Geschichte der Pädagogik Mainz 1876. Der Materialismus geprüft in seinen Lehrsätzen und deren Konsequenzen Mainz 1877. Das Christentum und die großen Fragen der Gegenwart auf dem Gebiet des geistigen, sittlichen und sozialen Lebens. Apologetisch, philosophisch und sozialpolitisch Studien 3 vols. Mainz 1879-80. Geschichte der neueren Philosophie von Bacon und Cartesius bis zur Gegenwart 2 vols. Mainz, 1883. Das Christentum und die modernen Reformer. Apologetische philosophische Meditation in Mainz, 1886. Geschichte der christlichen Philosophie zur Zeit der Kirchenväter Mainz, 1891. Grundzüge der Philosophie Mainz, 1892, 2nd ed. Edited by A. Renfried, 1910. Grundriss der Geschichte der Philosophie Mainz, 1894. Lehrbuch der Apologetik zu PTS. Mainz, 1895. Stöckl contributed numerous papers on apologetics, philosophico-historical, and pedagogical subjects to the periodical press, especially to Der Catholic. He also wrote a large number of articles for the second edition of the Kirchenlexikon and several of the longer articles for the Staatslexikon der Gesellschaft.